Hi everyone, my name is Christine Giusto-Weibl. I am an educational technologist over at Irwin Intermediate School, and I'm going to share with you a presentation from today's live session during the Mid-Atlantic Educational Technology Summit. For those who attended live, this is for you to refer back to, and for those who maybe did not attend and were hoping to or wanted to see information, this is also for you. So we're going to talk about digital discourse in mathematics and beyond. And I say beyond because the applications I'm going to share with you do not need to be used only in the area of mathematics. They're really, they lend themselves nicely to any subject area and also to any grade level. You can really modify or tailor the applications to your needs. So let's go ahead and let's embrace these standards that we teach our students without being standard educators. Alright, so the goal here is for you to have 3 takeaways. The 3 applications that I'll share with you, again, with any level tech teacher in mind. So saying that, I mean these activities lend themselves to somebody who may be dabbling with the idea of including technology a little more into their instructional practice, or having their students use technology a little more, or also it lends itself to the tech-savvy teacher who's ready to just tinker and go for it. So we have some student-driven stations, we have Wiki, and we also have blogging. Let's start with the first, station rotation. So here is a more student-driven approach to the problem-solving station. It can be set up like a kiosk. For what I'm going to show you is actually some 5th graders that are using it, and they're using it within their Google suite. So 2 different mindsets. There, you could have a kiosk type machine, a solid machine that's set up that has the presentation on it, and students can go through, and you could also have students log in to the document that is shared with them and follow that one. So let's take a look at what we have for Super Solvers. So when I click on the Super Solvers, I have the cover page for the project. I have a directions page, and these are for the solvers. For the students who are actually going to use this as a station, you have 2 options. Again, lending itself to whatever level your teacher or students are at and their abilities when it comes to integration of technology. So if they are going to use a journal, they could sit at the station in a group, read the slide, the problem slides, and then work them out that way. Or they have the digital option. Directions for your creators. They'll slide, they'll insert a new slide. They create their own word problem based on the content that is being covered in the classroom. The directions are there for them to insert a new slide, include their images, so all the expectations are outlined in that. And let's see this. So you have the problem slide that was created by the student, and then you have the solution slide. And another problem slide. And another solution. So the student wrote their solution, explained their solution on how they came to that solution. And the expectation is always, because this is a collaborative project in this example, the students will put their first name and then grade level. So create a slide here, choose creator. And as the directions stated, if they create a slide, then the expectation is they also create a solution slide for others to collaborate. And this with a 5th grade group that just began theirs. So they're in the beginning stages. This would be the example slide that I showed them. So that's one example. One of your takeaways is using Google Slides to create a super solvers, either collaborative project or, again, the station rotation. Let's move on to the second one, the power of Wiki. I like Wiki. Wiki is your new version of Pixie. And let me just tell you, with Wiki, there are so many things you can do with it. So it's not only a drawing application, which Pixie really lended itself to, and there was a little more you could do with it, but a lot of people were turned off because then they didn't see beyond the template. Well, Wiki, kind of like Web 1.0 versus Web 2.0. With Wiki, you have a much more collaborative platform. And again, you can use this across curriculum. You can use this for any grade. The examples I'm going to show you are second, 4th, and 5th. So here we have 2nd graders that are demonstrating the standards in regrouping, and some of them are working on adding double digits. So you have different levels. You can take a look. You've got the expectation was they had to show 1, and then they had to show their regrouping of 10-1 to 1-10. So you'll see different models. Here's 1 to 36. If we look back over here, the teacher wanted them to also like number sentences. And again, whenever the students are sharing out, my requirement for them is that they put a created by their first name and their grade level, because then I can use those also for broadcast and throughout the building on showcase. And then we have 4th grade. So now keep in mind how the 2nd graders applied it to their standards very nicely, very age appropriate, hitting all of the standards, allowing for that creativity. It also allows for sharing out. The students were very proud to stand up and show their work and talk about their work. And then we kick it up a notch when we go into the 4th grade.
There are 475 pieces of mail. How many pieces could 5 mailmen each take? Let's use the box method to help us break the number down. Let's break it into 250 and 225. How many times does 5 go into 250? 50 times. How many times does 5 go into 225? 45 times. Then we would add 50 plus 45, which equals 95 pieces of mail each mailman will take.
Alright, so very cool. Again, taking her 4th grade standards with division, and she's showing you the area model, or what she called was the box method. So she put it in her term, and she was able to talk about her understanding and accurately display. Well, we've got another one.
This is my school, Irwin Intermediate School. Our principal wants to divide 475 binders. He wants to divide the binders into 5 teachers. How many binders does each teacher get? Let's divide 5 into 475. Each teacher gets 95 binders.
Alright, so one of the things I like to give a shout out to the kids about is I set the expectation. The teacher sets the foundation, meaning she teaches the content, right? I set the expectation for creativity and just how far you can go with it. I never mentioned music. They had to create, my rules for them was they had to create an image that matched their story problem. So the teacher, sets the groundwork, the foundation tells them, teaches them how to use the division or how to divide and many strategies to divide, right? Then she says she wants them to solve word problems. So they do that for independent practice. Then she gives them an assignment and she says she wants them to create their own word problem. That's where the technology comes in. All right, let's take a group of students, start with a small group, I would suggest, and work with them on creating their own project digitally. So how does that work? I told them they had to have an image that matched their problem. All right, they have a subject, they have an idea of what their problem is going to be about. Now they have to draw about it. Then with Wiki, it allows you to do a narration. I never mentioned anything about music, never mentioned anything about transitions. Our kiddos will do it. Lean back, let them go, and watch. Be there to facilitate, be there to help when there's hiccups along the way, and then let them go back to their classroom, or if you're working with them within the classroom, let them go back to their teacher and show what they did and tell what they did, and just lean back. And this is one of the results of that. I'm pretty proud of that. So of course, let's move on to 5th grade now. My 5th grade, they're my bloggers. Okay, and we kicked it up a little bit more just recently, and I told them what I want them to do for their next blog is I want them to get with 4th grader, and they did this without me being in the building, because mind you, I was at the ET Summit while they are working on this next phase of the project. So they had to align themselves with somebody who already knew how to use Wiki, because their teacher knows about it, but she didn't know how to work in and out of it quite yet. The 4th graders did. And they had to create one also, but they're going to embed theirs in their blog. So here's one from a 5th. Now you can see the difference from 4th grade to 5th grade. This is one of my tinkerers by nature. He's not using an image that is found within Wiki. He's also not using music that is found within Wiki. So I have learned something as well here. I need to align myself with this 5th grader and find out how did he do that? What did he do? But he's not afraid to tinker, and most of our kids aren't. You'll find out. You'll have a few, but those are the ones maybe that you want to pair up with somebody who's a little less held back, less afraid. And the same with our teachers. They're not very different. Our teachers are very much like our students. All right, so I just want to give you a quick look at what Wiki looks like from the teacher's side. So if you haven't had a chance to log into Wiki yet, you'll do it through clever.com, and it's linked right to your Google. So clever.com, log in as a student. I think in the ET resources there are directions on how you can do that. If you don't find it, let me know and I'll just add that to this. Excuse me. But you can go ahead and log in. And then you'll see, the only thing you'll see, it's kind of unique to find out who's where. You have to know your kids by name because it's Art 2, Art 3, Art 4. So if you have, like in my case, several second grade, has a lot of part twos, and I'm still learning on how to edit that. But this is the teacher view, and it allows you to make a comment. And one of the things I found out, I could even share it to, I tweeted this out, and I could share a snapshot of what it looked like. Now we found out the public could not access the actual Wiki project. They got to see a snapshot of it and see the tweet about it and a link to Wiki, but if they didn't have a public code, they were not able to access it. So I need to find out how to get the public code, and that's not this. This is what this embed code is, what the fifth graders will use to place them into their blog. All right, so moving on to the third takeaway and my favorite, blog. I've been blogging for a while. I started as just a personal blogger. Actually, I started 20 years ago when my firstborn was born. I was journaling everything. And I've always been a journal writer. And I just started for ease of access, and because I was mobile and moving about, I started, typing it on the computer and saving it. So here's some things to consider with blogging. Again, you can take this as far as you want. You can be as creative as you want with blog. And fortunately, Isaac set the tone a little bit for me by having all of the text creative blog that very first day. So you already have eyes on it, on the basics of how to. And we can get into that more with your settings on the toolbars. All right, so first of all, student versus teacher blogging. So think about it. There can be both. You can have a teacher blog and the students can have their blog, or how do you want it to look? So figure out the first thing, what is your why? Why do you want to blog? For me, in this case, it was because I want students to be able to articulate their mathematical thinking. They can solve the problems. I know they get the answers right. They always seem to get hung up when it comes to that. Explain your thinking. How do you know what you know? Okay? So blog about it. Now all of a sudden we've taken away the math for it to me. And we're just writing. We're just talking on the computer. We're chatting. They like that. So next, who's your audience? Who's going to be reading your blog? Are you writing your blog as a teacher for your students to read? Or are you writing your blog as a reflection for yourself? Or are you writing your blog as a platform to parents? Who's your audience? And keep that tone. Whoever you decide is your audience when you first set up your blog, that's your audience for that blog. If you want to change audiences, you change to your blog. Or you put a little disclaimer, hey, this post is not for the typical audience, or this post. I have done that before where I've had my blog for my math students, and then I might put a post up and say, okay, wait, this one's for the teachers. Do you want a blog? Here's what you need to do. Okay? Then what's your goal? In my small group of bloggers, current bloggers, they came up with their own goal. One of them wants to get rid of ask.com. He wants his blog to be the go-to for other kids like him who want to learn about solving math problems. So that's a lofty goal. He wants to be viral, he said. And while it's a lofty goal, it's a valuable goal also, because that means that he's going to make sure that his content is relevant to his audience and that it's valuable and that it's worthwhile. It's not just a waste of time or pictures or just blah, blah, blah on a page. All right, and then are there rules? What are your rules? And when I'm talking rules, I'm talking, can they use any font? Can they insert pictures? Do you want a basic blog, or are they allowed to sky's the limit with creativity? All right, and that's something, again, you might not really know what the rules are. You might have to establish the rules kind of as you go along. All right, so here we go. These are some examples of blogs. I gave you a little screenshot of my Discourse blog that's going on for the kiddos. And I'll be honest up front, I'm a very hands-on type teacher, so I'll start with my own blog, and then the next thing I know, I'm off and running with kiddos and talking to them and working with them, and then I forgot to make my own post. So when you check out their blogs, you'll notice they have quite a bit of posts. They don't miss a day. They do not miss a day without posting. And that's self-driven. That's not reminded by the teacher, and it's not reminded by me. Initially, some of the rules, I would preview their blog. So they were not allowed to actually publish their posts until they got the okay from me. The rules changed. Rules can change. Speed limits change depending on where you're at. So the rules for our blog changed. Now they have a peer review. And if they're not comfortable with their peers' review, they go and get a second peer review. So let's take a look at a couple of these blogs. All right. All right. So we have here Agent Mouse Detective, and you'll just see some different. Yeah, he's talking about letting the kids do their thing. This right here, follow these awesome people's blogs. That's all they care. That didn't come from me. I didn't teach them to do that. I taught them how to set it up initially. We went through the how to set up a blog, what makes a good name, how to get your name out there, how to get more popular. We talked about that kind of thing. Setting this up, this was all those. We'll do a quick scan. Take you through a few of the blogs. Spin around a little bit so you can see all of how it's got it set up. So each one keeps out a different layout. Dear beloved reader, kids check it out. They're so fun. Okay, here. I didn't teach them how to put a link in. So he set his blog up where he has pretty much a thumbnail for each post. Alright. And we'll take a look at one more, and then I'll post these up so you can look at them anytime. And of course my kids are going to ask you to subscribe, comment, they want to hear from you. And they are, as long as you are okay, meaning you're safe, because they did get a comment from Isaac and they asked me, is he okay? And I said, yes, he's okay. So they know that, they know stranger danger, wait, whoa. And we talked about that, a blog being global. So they did set up for comments to be able to be moderated. They allow anyone to make a comment, that way it can be public. But if you do comment on one of their blogs and you don't see your comment right away, that's because they're going to approve it and make sure it is appropriate for publication. Hence, digital citizenship comes in there. So it's really cool. Alright, so the first thing was, I told you I pulled my little 5 away and we taught and we learned and we tinkered. And now, here is a blog that has been created while I've been out of the building all week. So this student has been taught by one of the first 5. And this is where she is now. So this is her blog. True to her personality, she had made her first post on Monday. She's already linked everybody to her blog as well. She's ready to go. She already has 2 comments. Oh, awesome. Alright, so that is just some of the blogs. I hope you really got something. I hope you're energized, and I hope you're ready and willing to go ahead and do this on your own as well. And if you have any questions, I am definitely going to put myself out there and say, give me a buzz, hit me up on link, hang out with me on Google, send me an email, whatever, and let's get together and let's set up a blog. I mean, why not? We are ed tech, so what's to say that we couldn't go ahead and teach each other's kids? Why not? Okay. So again, Christine Giusto-Weibl at Irwin Intermediate School. I am on Outlook. You can look me up in the GAL. You can hit me up on Schoology and our ET resources, or through link, or also Google Hangouts. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.